It's early. Or late. It's very, very late. It's just a weird time. My throat's making weird noises. That's what she said. Oh, it's a painful part of the season, this. Very, very painful. This is the type of this. This is the part of the season where I just start to question exactly what I'm doing with my life. Perhaps if you're watching, you'll be questioning what you're doing too. Or maybe you're in for a fun race. Yeah, let's keep it positive. This is going to be fun. Hello, hello. Welcome to Turn 15. My name is Crash the Crash, and fuck it, who cares? My name is whatever you want it to be. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well on this fine Sunday afternoon, evening, Monday morning, wherever you might be. It's bloody late over here. This is always the very low energy struggle session of the season. Three race weekends in a row, 2 of them sprints, is really taking its toll. Let's get through this, shall we? In fact, fuck it. Let's be positive. Great race in store today. I get the feeling. The weather is absolutely throwing curveballs all over the place. The grid is all mixed up. Massive points of interest. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, trying to come through today. Checo Perez, maybe he'll do something. Maybe. He kind of did something yesterday. You never know. Carlos Sainz as well is going to have his work cut out for him. The grid's all messed up. It is a fantastic track that we're at. Interlagos, the Circuit Carlos Pache in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Apart from the time zone difference, which is a fucking killer at this part of the world, it is a great place to go racing. Absolutely amazing. Usually a fantastic race. Hopefully this one is no different. I'm expecting big things today. I'm hoping for big things today. In fact, we have potentially massive championship implications today, because Norris is on pole. Max Verstappen is 17th on the grid. Really, he's 16th because we've already got a non-starter going ahead of him. Anyway, I'll get into that in a second. So Norris on pole, Russell second, amazing. Tsunoda third, Ocon fourth, Lawson fifth. You didn't mishear me. That is Tsunoda third, Ocon fourth, Lawson fifth. Unbelievable. It was just one of those kind of qualifying sessions. Rain pissing down, absolutely pissing down like a drunk at the urinal. It's been insane. What was it? 5 red flags, I think, in the end during that qualifying session. Just total disaster. Absolute disaster of a session. Absolute disaster for some of these guys, but some of them had a great day, like Lando Norris. Leclerc in 6th, just couldn't quite get everything together. Just said he had a whole lot of bad luck in that qualifying session. That's a shame. Alex Albon, 7th on the grid. He's done. That car will not start. Massive crash at the end of qualifying. Piastri 8th, Alonso 9th, Stroll 10th. Both the Aston Martins making it kind of against all odds, because they didn't really have a whole lot of time to rebuild these cars, which is why Albon's missing. Bottas 11th, so great result for him. Perez 12th, caught out by a red flag. Both Red Bulls really were caught out by a red flag for Lance Stroll, and Max was very miffed about it. I'll get more into that as the race progresses. Gasly 13th, Hamilton 14th. The struggle continues. He's blaming his car again, so God knows what's going on. Lewis is having a terrible weekend. I just don't think he's feeling it right now. He might be feeling it a bit more after driving Senna's 1990 championship winning car for demo laps earlier. Fuck, that thing sounded great, looked great. Where did it all go so wrong? Bearman 15th, Colapinto 16th, and does make the start. Verstappen 17th, so what was he, I think, 12th in qualifying. Grid penalty for an engine change has dropped him down to 17th. We'll see what kind of progress he can make from back there. Hulkenberg 18th, Zhou Guanyu 19th, and Carlos Sainz unlucky pit lane start after a crash in qualifying. Now, Alonso, Stroll, Colapinto, Albon, and Sainz all crashed in qualifying. Amazingly, we're going to get 4 of them back. Only Sainz starting from the pits this time. Albon, big choke job. Really big choke. Really blew it. It's a shame. I mean, it could have happened really to anybody. In fact, it happened to a few of them in that qualifying session. He was just unlucky enough to find the wall at the going into turn 1, where it's a very high speed and very unforgiving when you start touching the wall around that part of the track. And I tell you what, we had a big red flag session. And I think this was not for Stroll. I think it was for Alonso. Went off in Q3, and I was saying at the time, if I'm RB, and maybe it was good that RB didn't listen because I was 7th and 8th at the time, they've ended up 3rd and 5th, so you see where there is time to be gained. But for Albon, when they already have a car that's crashed, when they're already low on spares, when they're already really doing an Icarus impression with the cost cap, do they really have to send Alex Albon out again? I mean, pole was kind of there for the taking, but I get the feeling Lando was always going to nail it. Yeah, it was just one of those qualifying sessions, and that's what happens in the rain, and it's what tends to happen in Brazil. There's Lando and his car, so the grid's starting to empty of the mechanics, just pulling off a little bit to the side. 2 lights left to go out, and then we'll be on our formation lap. It looks like the whole grid is starting on inters, so as much as it has been absolutely bucketing down for the qualifying session and yesterday and overnight, it looks like there's a big break in the weather, and it's hot and it's humid over there, so the track should dry up, especially when you get 19 F1 cars just bringing that moisture up off the track between the wet tides and the downforce, just ripping the water up off the track. It should be a dry line, which makes another interesting point. Do you get the slicks? Is there more rain coming? It's a very weird microclimate around the Interlagos circuit as the clock ticks past the half hour. There it goes. Right there. It's kind of weird starting a race at half past the hour, to be honest. I know they do it in where was it? I think Vegas. Did they do it in Austin as well? I can't remember. It's been too long. I get the feeling this isn't the last time that we've done this. Where did they do it? Who cares? Doesn't really matter. I don't know. I don't think it's important. Anyway, so the grid has taken off. It looks like everybody's gotten away, except of course poor Alex Albon, who's going to be getting away from the Circuit Carlos Pache, probably on an e-scooter, straight to the airport. Lewis Hamilton stopped on the grid. So already, what's that? The gap between Piastri and Alonso in 8th and 9th, well really 7th and 8th, is just mammoth. It's almost the whole straight between turn 3 and 4. That's what's caused this big hold up. It's like the M1 on a bad day. Getting away from the grid. Yellow flag on the timing screen. Not sure what that's about. Fucking Lance Stroll. My god, Lance Stroll has found the wall. On the warm-up lap at the end of the straight between 3 and 4. And it looks like he might have just gone too close to the white line, I'm guessing. No, the rear end's just come back on him. Cold brakes, cold tyres. Not that bad of a hit, to be honest. I think a new nose cone and he'll be good to go again. It didn't look like it shook the car up that much. So a yellow flag. Stroll is still, it looks like he's still down there in turn 4. Now he's getting going again, kind of. No, maybe, no, maybe. No, he's stuck in the gravel. Fan-fucking-tastic. Well done, kid. Well done. You know, one thing I always hope for with these late races, Austin, Brazil, Mexico, whatever, is just no red flags. And please, no red flags. Please, as minimal safety cars as you can. You know, Stroll on the radio, I'm beached. That you are, lad. Well, that's a horror fucking weekend. Starting 10th as well. Aston Martin needs points. They badly need points right now. They've had a right rubbish run of form lately. That ain't good. So it's likely going to be at least another formation lap. I don't know if they're going to just abandon the start. I get the feeling if they get a tractor down there ASAP, they could probably get rid of that car with just a formation lap to go. Or maybe they'll start behind the safety car, who knows. I wonder if there's ever been, well there hasn't been, but I wonder if they could do a virtual safety car start. Interesting. Anyway, any bits of news? Well, while we're waiting for things to get underway, I was saying as Lance Stroll is walking away, hopefully embarrassed. I think he gets a lot more hate, really, than he deserves, and then he does shit like that, and you go, you know, maybe the haters are onto something. Yeah, aborted start, so... And the cars get away for another sighting lap, so we're down to 70 laps, I think. Well, this will count as lap 1, and we'll start on lap 2. Now, is the grid going to get away a little bit quicker this time? No, is the answer. No, they're absolutely crawling. So, what I was talking about yesterday during the sprint race, the second Sauber seat, it looks like it's going to go to Gabriel Bortoleto. A lot of news coming in overnight. It's not been announced yet. It's not official. I don't know if this is just a hype thing because we're in Brazil and, you know, maybe his agent wants to spread the hype news, but it looks like Gabriel Bortoleto will be in the second Sauber seat for 2025. If that's true, that is fantastic news. It's good news for Brazil to finally get back on the grid, and it's good news for us fans because Gabriel Bortoleto looks like quite the peddler. Is this a Sauber that has stalled on the grid? Is this a Williams that has stalled on the grid? What the fuck am I looking at here? Max Verstappen has not yet gone. Okay. Max is now on his way? But if... Okay. Uh-huh. So, okay, so it looks like there's been a big fuck up. The start was aborted, but there's a bit of contention over what exactly is the procedure of the aborted start. And the yellow lights are still flashing as Lando comes around back to the start. What is going on? So here's a replay of Colapinto. I think he might have been in the wrong grid slot then. So Colapinto's overshot his grid slot. Okay. So, yeah, so Colapinto has joined the wrong grid slot there. Fuck, you know, maybe Williams have fielded the wrong driver today. Right, so now the rest of the grid is catching up. Well, the rest of the field is catching up to the grid. As Lance, you caused this, buddy. Fucking hell. Okay, so basically this start is a non-starter, and they're going to go back to the grid. What the fuck was this about? That is a right red face. This mess was caused from the front. We're trying to unpick it. You did the right thing. That's radio to Verstappen. So they are thinking that maybe Lando and everybody else should not have gone off on a sighting lap. Okay, so no green light flashing meant that the car should not have moved. It was just going to... Alright, this is an absolute fucking mess here. I get the feeling if Lando has fucked this up, he's going to get a penalty for it. Ooh. Okay, so there could be a few cars actually up for a penalty here. Alright, well this is an absolute fucking mess. And what is this? Formation lap will start in 10 minutes time. Fantastic. You know what? Lando Norris is noted by the race director. Fuck. Now, what was I just saying about Lando Norris needing to make it count? Did I say that? Or did I just think it? I'm pretty sure I said it. Lando Norris absolutely needed to make it count because Max Verstappen starting way, way back. Awful qualifying session. What I've been saying for the last few races, basically, for the last couple of months at least, Norris has to win and Max has to DNF, and a DNF or a non-point finish could be absolutely catastrophic for Red Bull. Reverse scenario would be catastrophic for Lando. It would basically be game over. This is a pivotal moment in the championship. If Lando has fucked this up and is going to eat a penalty for this, oh, I do wonder. But I wonder what the punishment for this is. And I suppose technically everybody behind him should go, unless they just assumed that they would follow Lando and that would be the right thing to do. Well, yeah, no green light. And then you see the cars behind are kind of tentative to follow. Looks like Liam Lawson didn't really want to, but there he goes after all. Probably just told by his engineer. Actually, yeah, I guess we are going. Well, that's a fucking embarrassing mess. This is on par with Hungary 2021 with just what the fuck was that? Yeah, Norris incident under investigation. So Lando, fuck buddy, you might have fucked this up already. Oh. You know, if Max and Lando both don't bag major points today, it is a huge, huge win for Max Verstappen because there are 3 races and 1 more sprint to go after this. If Lando does not bag 25 points, if he cannot put that amount of pain on Max Verstappen, I mean, again, it's not impossible. It's not mathematically impossible or anything yet, but that task just gets more and more difficult. Just a shuttle race control there. Everyone looks fucking bored there, don't they? Maybe they're all just confused as hell. Okay. So I wonder what this would mean for Lando. I'm not sure what the punishment is for this. It would be a false start. Well, how about that? Anyway, what was I saying? Bortoletto, yeah, he'll be a great addition for Sauber. He'll be a great addition to the grid. Probably going to win the F2 championship. Still 2 rounds to go in that somehow, even though it's fucking November. Look, he's in a good position to win that championship. He's already been a rookie F3 champion, just like Charles Leclerc, just like Oscar Piastri, just like George Russell, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. So a lot of potential in that kid, a lot of promise. He's a McLaren junior, but they are willing to lend him out because they basically have a logjam where they've got Piastri and Lando, and neither of them look like they're going to move anytime soon unless the rumours about Piastri to Red Bull have any sort of truth to them, which again means is Max going to Mercedes, which again means is Russell going to Audi. There's a whole lot of pieces that are going to start falling into place over the next couple of seasons. It's just a close-up of Lewis Hamilton in his car. Nice little center tribute with his helmet this weekend. I mean, when you're in Brazil, you know. It sounds like none of the commentators know what this... Oh. Do they know what the punishment's going to be? Yeah, they're saying they can't remember this happening. I sure as shit can't remember that happening. I really can't. I'm not saying it hasn't, but I sure as shit cannot remember it. Very strange. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens to Lando. It might be a 5-second penalty. It might be 10. It might be 30. It might be disqualification. It might just be a fine. It could be anything, really. Anyway, so Bortoletto to be confirmed. Max needs to win. McLaren tyre fuckery. Water cooled tyres. Actually, this is a note that I made earlier. This is the time of season where teams start fighting each other with real snidey, snippy bullshit. The latest rumour going around is that McLaren have been essentially water cooling their tyres, injecting water either into the tyres or into the wheel hub or some shit, and that will keep the core temperature of the tyre down. That's the theory behind it. Whether this is actually happening, I've no fucking idea. Apparently McLaren mechanics who have since moved on from the team have started spilling the beans, a bit like how Mercedes mechanics started telling people that, hey, you know, that rear wing is flexing in a clever way, huh? So who knows? There's a lot of weird things that happen in this sport that some of it's true, some of it is just fantasy, and it's kind of hard to tell what the fuck is actually true or not sometimes. The FIA say that they have no suspicion that this is going on or has been going on, so, you know, we'll see what they say. If anybody gets caught doing something wrong, that's when there's punishments, and that's when it actually really matters. If you do something illegal and you don't get caught and you still win the championship, well, you know, that's just how the shit goes sometimes. What are we? So about 3 minutes until the formation lap starts. At some point today, I'm going to get to go to sleep. And I hope this race is going to be good enough to keep me up. It's promising to be, because this has already got the air of just a weird day. We qualified this morning. Qualifying was a total fucking disaster. I mean, fair play to the FIA for actually getting qualifying underway. They copped a whole bunch of shit yesterday when qualifying didn't get underway. You know, Lewis is saying things like, to Domenicali, in view of the camera and within earshot of the camera, of the TV cameras in the pit, saying that Pirelli needs to make us a better tyre. We should be going racing in this, and you know. So fair play, they actually did it today. They got it done. It was early as shit over there. I think I saw the lines just stretching hundreds and hundreds of meters to get into the circuit at 6 a.m. over there. So, I mean, bless those Brazilian fans. They're really hardcore over there. They really get it done. 6 a.m. Fuck. I mean, could I get that done? Probably. Yes, I know it's getting late. It's a very weird day today. Qualifying on Sunday, it always feels strange. Remember they did it in Japan in 04, and that was weird. Japan in 19, and that was weird. I remember they finished qualifying at Albert Park in, when was that? 2000. Fuck. What year was that? Shit, I can't recall. Sometime in the 2000s or the 2010s. Not in the last 10 years. Sometime before that, I don't know. Either way, it's always a strange sort of day, and it always leads to a strange feeling Grand Prix. You don't have that, like, time to just settle in, like, okay, this is the running order, this is how things are going, you know. It was such a busy qualifying as well. Crash, red flag. Fan zone at the bottom of the track is wigging me out. I know, it looks fucking strange. I don't remember seeing that there last year. In fact, I don't remember seeing that there any other year. It's kind of weird having a fan zone in Brazil. Like, every grandstand is going crazy like a football game. It's just kind of a fan zone by default. I think the fan zone is Interlagos. On board with Yuki Tsunoda here. Great qualifying out of Yuki as well. Absolutely fantastic. Great qualifying out of Lawson as well. Yuki, I think, one last desperate hand up. Please pay attention to me, teacher. To try to catch the eye of Red Bull, I guess. But, you know, I don't have much faith that Yuki is going to get... Maybe he'll get a run in a Red Bull car. I don't get the feeling he's going to get a race in a Red Bull car. I mean, as decent as his season started, I just ain't hearing it. And Red Bull just never looked that convinced by him. I think they looked more convinced by him after his time in F2 than they ever have in F1. So, formation lap is underway again, thank Christ. Lando Norris just coming down to turn 4. Again, very slow getaway at the back of the grid. Lewis is just getting away now. Max probably has enough time to smash out a bit of Pokemon on his Game Boy before he gets going. There he goes, finally. Oh, a lot of rain on the horizon here. It's hard to pick where the weather is going to come from at this track. It could just come from basically anywhere. Norris, it's spitting with rain. He's going to be spitting something soon if he ends up getting a penalty. And what this comes down to is, has Lando been told by his engineer to go? Has he just gone? Has he reacted to the lights? flashing yellow? Is he just assuming that this is what the aborted start procedure is? It's not really a jump start if it's an aborted start, is it? It's not like he jumped a start. I'm not sure if that was even addressed. Every weekend before the race, they have, the drivers meet with the stewards and things like that, and they discuss basically issues that might have arisen in Grand Prix before that. Like lately, it's been Max Verstappen's driving standards, but they will also run through just procedural things. If X happens, then you do Y. Things like that. So I wonder if they actually mentioned anything like this, or maybe they haven't for a while. Now, let's see. We've got a few things that need to happen here. All the cars need to make it around to the grid. So we're down to 18 runners now. Which is good news for Max, actually. It's good news for Max. That's 2 cars that would have been ahead of him. 3, really, with Carlos Sainz, that he does not have to pass to get back into the points. And he is going to have to get back in the points as quick as he can. Now, he made a great recovery in Mexico after his incidents. After his Schumacher moments, but here we go. A couple of gaps on that grid. Looks goofy as fuck anyway. The light's about to light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. Lando Norris, decent start. George Russell, very, very tentative. Yuki, Ocon look like they've gotten pretty okay. Ocon's going to have the inside line. Russell's got the inside line. Lawson's going around the outside of Tsunoda. That's going to be 3 wide. Lawson backs out of it into turn 2. Charles Leclerc looks like he's pinched that position. Looks like George Russell has hit the lead as well. Fantastic. Oh, Piastri and Alonso getting very, very close there. On the run into turn 4. Look at the spray out the back. Oh, visibility very, very, very hard here. Oh, those Aston, Lawson. So what is it? Alonso, Lawson, and Piastri really, really going hard at it here. Looks like Gasly and Hamilton have caught up to this too. Hamilton around the outside. Surely not there, mate. Not there. The track wouldn't allow it. Oh, who is that? I think Bottas going almost off the track there. Really kicking up a lot of water. Just look how tentative they are. Oh, is that the bear man? Yes, it is, on Bottas. Oh, that's Sergio Perez around. Fuck. He keeps it going, and he's away again. Oh, that's about as bad of a first lap as you can get for Checo Perez. Right to the back. That's another position for Max, so thank you for your sacrifice. Max Verstappen up to 11th already. What a start. It's exactly what he needed. Exactly what he needed. Oh, on Lewis Hamilton, into turn 1. Max Verstappen passed him up to 10th place. Verstappen back inside the points. 7 places in 1 lap. 7 places in 1 lap and 1 corner. That is incredible. Well, I say 7 places. 2 of them weren't there, but, you get what I'm saying here. It's a very, very good start for Max Verstappen. No damage, back in the points. It's exactly what he needed. And also, George Russell has jumped Lando Norris. Again, exactly what Max needed. The last thing he needed was Norris to just hit the front and disappear. Fuck that. It's not happening. Oh, my lord. We've got a race today. So, riding on board with Lewis here. He's been complaining about his car all weekend. We'll see if they found anything that they could use for the race. Oh, looks like Max is just going to disappear up the road from him. The struggle is real for Lewis Hamilton this weekend. Russell starting to pull away from Norris, actually, as they hit the front straight. So it should be a decent amount of tow for Norris here. No DRS, though. Look at the sparks flying up as well. They resurfaced the track for this season, for this Grand Prix, and it's just... It looks like a fucking Melbourne road. It is just bumpy as hell. You see just the bump coming into turn 1. The cars are almost like lifting off there. This is like classic Interlagos, where it's just bumpy as shit and threatening to destroy some of the cars that go around. So Hulkenberg looking at the back of Ollie Behrman. Heavy rain in Sector 3. It did look like there was rain on the way. Oh, and everyone's on inters as well. Surely nobody's going to go for wets. Maybe if you're Checo Perez or maybe Joe Guan Yu can throw a Hail Mary, but we'll see where that rain is heading. If it's heading over the track and if it's heavy enough, maybe. Although the Inter's already warmed up enough, isn't it? It's a real fine game that you have to play with these Pirelli wet tyres and intermediate tyres. Like, if the Inters are already warm and if they haven't blistered or anything yet, then they're probably going to be okay through a shower. If it gets torrential, you might even gamble on just staying out in the Inters and waiting for the FIA to throw the red. It's not really the FIA, it's the stewards, but you get my point. Norris fastest lap, 1.4 seconds now behind George Russell in the lead. Tsunoda holding third, Ocon holding fourth. Leclerc sitting in fifth, Lawson sixth, Piastri, Alonso, Gasly, Verstappen. Gasly only just ahead of Verstappen as well. Alright, so radio to Max just saying it's only going to be 2 or 3 minutes of rain. Just enough to make it very interesting. There is something about this track that just always produces magic. It has just been blessed, ordained, as if from above, to always just deliver the goods. They could call this the DHL Grand Prix because it always delivers. Yellow flag, sector 2, who's that for? And then green flag, so that was just somebody going off a little bit. So who would that have been? Behrman's dropped down a couple of positions. I get the feeling it might have been him. Yeah, hearing that it is indeed the Bearman who's just eating a little bit of shit there. He was battling with his teammate there, so I hope they haven't come together. Haas not having a great day of it yet today. Although they did end qualifying with 2 cars in one piece, so that's nice. Max Verstappen passed Pierre Gasly into turn 1, start a lap 5. Again, exactly what he needed. Piastri next. Oh, now that'll be fun. Now, how much of a team game does Piastri really want to play here? No, I'm talking shit. It's Alonso next. Oh, I get the feeling Alonso will just get right the fuck out of Max's way. They're quite friendly. So replay the start here. So Russell was quite tentative on the start and then he just nailed the second phase of it. It feels like the inside, no matter who starts second here, they always have a bit of an advantage. As long as they get a decent enough start, they can just throw it down the inside of turn 1 and see what happens. Looks very, looks like it got very close between some of the cars at the back. Through turn 1 and turn 2. Oh. Yeah, Russell just killed it. Good work. So start on board Max Verstappen, great. Already past the Haas, already past Colapinto. Looks like he's already passed Checo Perez as well. Hangs it out wide through turn 1. A little bit conservative, but he kind of has to be, doesn't he? And now, here we go through turn 3. So look at him. Look at Max. Oh, that's just Checo going around on lap 1. Oh my fucking god. Jeez, Checo, what the fuck are you doing, buddy? Look at Max around the outside of turn 3 as he gets past Alonso. No problem. Max was pulling that sort of shit in 2016, in the wet, in Brazil, hanging it around the outside of Nico Rosberg through turn 3. He is just so fucking good at what he does. I mean, there's a reason he is likely about to become a 4-time world champion. He is just so fucking good at what he does. It is incredible to watch. Whether you love the guy, hate him, or feel absolutely nothing, he's undeniable. He is just so bloody talented. It's incredible. Here we go. Russell Tsunoda, Lawson incident, starting procedure infringement. Fuck. Ooh. So, who else is going to get investigated then? Piastri, I think. I'm pretty sure Leclerc started going at the start of the race as well. Again, who knows? Who knows? That could be anything. It could even be a post-race time penalty. Max Verstappen, fastest lap. He is on the move. Russell now just about a second ahead of Lando Norris. So Lando is pushing it. Still no DRS for him, though. And he won't really get DRS until a proper dry line has formed. So yeah, Alonso, just saying, there you go, Max, on your way. This is the kind of things that Alonso will do when you spend half the time just praising him, saying how much you loved him, how much you idolized him. Behrman, Colapinto, turn 10 collision under investigation. Fuck. Well, Behrman went around in that, so we haven't seen a replay of it yet, but I get the feeling that might have been Colapinto into the Behrman and spinning him around. Actually, Colapinto's had a pretty rough time of it so far in Brazil. It's a shame if you're an Argentine who's made the trip to Sao Paulo to cheer on Franco Colapinto, because you never know if he'll be back again. I mean, from what I'm hearing, he will be back again as part of the Red Bull structure next season, which means probably a Cash App RB drive. This might be the only time that you get him, because he sure as shit ain't getting nothing at Williams. God, just imagine making that trip to Brazil, to Sao Paulo, just to stand in the rain, miss qualifying on Saturday, and then be up at arsehole o'clock just to see him crash out of qualifying at the first time of asking. And then get pinged in the race. Not great. And then again, I was at Albert Park for 2019 with a bunch of brand new Mikado merch that I never wore again. That's life. God, mate, you are very, very warm when you're sitting on me. Yeah, say hello to the people. Okay, now go back to sleep. So on board here with Max Verstappen, right behind Oscar Piastri. He is once again on the move. Half a second now behind Piastri. It was 2 seconds only a lap or so ago. Fuck, man, Max is feeling it. And I tell you what, in weather like this is when Max Verstappen really, really comes alive. I mean, he's been very limited by that car. You see what happens when he has the car to perfection, especially when the car is miles ahead of everything else. He will just win and win and win and win and win and just refuses to stop winning. Ollie Behrman penalty. Also, Behrman gets the penalty for that contact then, I'm guessing. 10 seconds. Causing a collision. Well, that's strange, because Behrman's the one who ended up eating shit in that exchange. I'll have to see a replay of that. I can't imagine what's gone on here. I mean, logic would dictate whoever got sent down the back was the one that's been hit. So, you never know. I don't remember seeing Colapinto really falling down the grid either. Or falling down the field, rather. Who knows? Who knows? Give me a replay, damn it, director. Give me a replay. What was... Oh, look at Piastri just really wiggling the rear end out. Like he's twerking at the club. Hamilton, car bouncing so much, ride's really bad. Just kind of echoes what he's been saying all weekend. He's not happy with the car. The thing is, this track surface is so bumpy, I get the feeling that, at least in Lewis's part of Mercedes, they've had to raise the ride height for him. Just to avoid the car bottoming out and then wearing out its plank, and also just because the fucking shockwaves it sends through your spine would just be unbearable. Oh, that's Max sending it on the inside of Oscar Piastri, and through he goes. Lap 10, turn 1. Piastri's having a little bit of a look back, but look at the grip that Max has, and Oscar, big moment in the middle of turn 3. And away Max goes. Half a second ahead already. This is what I'm saying. I mean, Max just comes alive in these kinds of conditions. This right here, this is why I think he's one of the greats. And I get the feeling now, I've seen enough out of him over 10 years. 10 years, you know what I mean? Even though he's so young. I think we're looking at one of the greatest Grand Prix drivers who's ever lived. Maybe a controversial figure, a very polarizing figure. So here we are, on board with Ollie Bearman. That's Colapinto ahead of him. A 10-second penalty for this? Yeah. Bearman saying why he didn't even lose any time. That is the... It seems like that penalty just sorted itself out. Why the fuck did the stewards even get involved? I wonder if Colapinto even noticed that. Alright, well, another gold medal stupid fucking move out of the stewards, so they are back to their very best of just getting involved when it's completely unnecessary and doing stupid shit, like the red flag this morning. In fact, that's one of the reasons Max and Red Bull were so incensed. It took them 40 seconds to throw a red flag in qualifying when Stroll was in the wall. And it looked like they were just letting guys finish their laps, and then as the Red Bulls were on other laps, cut it. I mean, the cynic in me tells me the FIA are trying to extend this championship as far as they can. And I'm very cynical. But here we go. Max. Liam, let him through. You don't want that seat next year. It's all good. Yeah, and Max Verstappen goes by Liam Lawson. I get the feeling Liam maybe just had instinctual trying to block off that Red Bull until he realised it was Max and not Checo. I mean, Liam, wait until you're in the other Red Bull before you start pulling shit like that. So Max Verstappen up to 6th place now. 2.7 seconds up the road is Charles Leclerc. Russell fastest lap. Yellow flag, sector 3. Who is this? Hamilton. Yep, Hamilton's off. And he's still running. It looks like that car is chattering a lot though, doesn't it? He might have a tyre going down, maybe. Is it just shit on the car? Maybe it's just his ride height fucking sucks. God, no wonder he's been complaining. You just see like the... It's like teeth chattering in winter, you know what I mean? It's just... This is Colapinto now, side by side with Lewis Hamilton through turn 1, turn 2. Colapinto looks like he's hanging it out. Turn 3, gets through. Damn, Franco has absolutely mogged him there. So, Ollie Bearman passed Valtteri Bottas, who is just, you know, that Sauber is just doing its regular thing of a bad imitation of an F1 car. Checo Perez follows Bearman through, so now Bottas down to second last in the running order, ahead of only teammate Zhou Guanyu. Sauber, absolute rubbish. Absolute fucking rubbish, and I hope they get their shit together soon. I get the feeling they will get their shit together at some point when Audi is properly involved, but my goodness, I think Hamilton's doing a Bruno Senna tribute this time. God, that was almost a Kimi Raikkonen tribute with how deep he went into that corner. What are you doing, mate? That might be call of the weekend up there in the comments. Well done. So Russell, lap 13 already. Wow, this race is flying. Russell, Norris, Tsunoda, Ocon, Leclerc, Verstappen. Verstappen already up to 6. We're 13 laps in. Now that is a hell of a fucking comeback. Let's look further down the grid. What's going on? Lawson, Piastri. So Piastri's just kind of stuck. He's not really going anywhere today. We'll have to see what he can do getting past Lawson, but somewhat concerning out of Piastri. Anyway, Alonso in 9th, holding it strong, and then Gasly in 10th. So that's both Alpines in the points. We haven't been able to say that too often this season. So, points as they run, Norris only catches him by 9. We now expect this rain until lap 30, so the rain is starting to come down a little bit. You can see the spray is getting a lot heavier on the front straight. Verstappen, I mean, I gotta assume if he can get by, and look at him, there he is, right behind Charles Leclerc. If he can get by Leclerc, if he can get by Ocon, then Tsunoda will absolutely duck out of the way, and that'll be Max back on the podium. Investigation after the race, starting procedure infringement. So that makes sense. That's just for Russell, Tsunoda, and Lawson. Specifically that. So likely they will ask, what the fuck was that? And they will say, IDK, I was just following this guy, Lamau. Whether that works with the stewards or not, who knows? But I get the feeling Red Bull are going to be on the phone, sending some Total Wolf emails to the FIA, to, what's his name, Wittich, the fucking chief steward. Now, what is this? Sergio Perez, side by side with Ollie Behrman. Behrman just cuts him off into turn 5. I like him. He's just aggressive, this bear. It's great. I mean, we got to assume if Verstappen can catch up to Tsunoda, Tsunoda will let him by. Now he's got Leclerc and Ocon between them. Ocon, Verstappen at Interlagos. Ooh. Bit of a Vietnam flashback moment for Max here, maybe. Look at the rain coming down. Jeez. I mean, TV cameras just, the way the aperture works and the way that it's focusing beyond what is directly in front of it. What's directly in front of it is rain. I mean, kind of what's all around is rain. But if you're focusing, here's a quick little camera lesson. If you're focusing on an object far away, and you would do this with your eyes as well, you kind of just cancel out all the rain. Like, it just sort of blurs almost out of existence. That's what aperture's about. Now, if you can see the rain on TV, despite these sort of camera tricks, you know that it's heavy as shit. Like, a lot of time rain doesn't show up on TV, but that's because of the way a camera generally works. When it starts to show up on TV, you know you're getting absolutely drenched. And it was just showing up then. It's very heavy rain is what I'm trying to say. Tsunoda, 7.5 seconds behind Norris. You know, it's not inconceivable that Max Verstappen could finish ahead of Lando Norris in this race. There's a lot of time to go. What is that? About 55 or so laps to go? That's a lot of fucking time. A lot of time. And Lando does have an investigation hanging over his head. 1 second behind George Russell. So he's just kind of hanging in there right now. Tell you what, if Verstappen can make it to the podium, I'm not... If Verstappen can make it to the podium, then basically it's a bad day for Norris. It's a big slide for Lewis Hamilton. Big slide coming onto the front straight. That's going to hurt him the whole way down the straight. Oh, Carlos Sainz is right behind Lewis Hamilton as well. About half a second. Is he going to be brave? Are we going to see Sainz appear? Hamilton's gone wide at turn 1. Gasly past Alonso, somewhere else on track. Now here's Verstappen. Right behind Charles Leclerc. 0.3 seconds. I mean, look, for my money, ain't no fucking way Max is staying behind these guys. Just ain't no way. I get the feeling Charles Leclerc will just get out of the way as well. Struggling to overtake, so slow on the straight, says Lando Norris. He might have a bigger issue coming. And I get the feeling if Norris wants to win this race and to keep this win, he's going to have to win it by at least 10 seconds, because that could be a penalty that gets thrown his way. And I mean, fuck, looking at the bear man, it looks like the stewards are all too keen to throw up pointless 10-second penalties today. Oh. God, just look at the spray starting to come up on the front straight. It's definitely coming down. It's a lot of big, grey, rainy clouds in the sky as well, just beyond the track. Rain Bigger rain expected in 15 minutes. That's the radio call to Fernando Alonso. So definitely those clouds are heading to the circuit then. You know, it's amazing. We're 17 laps in and there has been a couple of cars go around, but since the race started properly, not that shit that happened before between Stroll and all the rest of them, since the race has started, we've had no DNFs. I mean, after all the shit that was going on in qualifying, it's actually kind of surprising that everyone can just kind of keep it together for more than 5 minutes. On board with Lando Norris here. So Russell's just maintaining it there. He's not really pushing. I'm not sure how much pace he really has in that Mercedes 2 push anyway. Second on the grid was phenomenal out of George Russell, but that was, rain assisted. I mean, that Mercedes has been very Jekyll and Hyde all season. I'm not sure exactly how much pace they've got in it, but I get the feeling it's not a whole lot. Lando Norris now 0.5 seconds behind, so he is... So Hulkenberg, it's getting slippery with his worn tyres in the wet. I mean, it is, and as long as the rain keeps coming, I mean, these tyres are going to just start shredding themselves. I think what a lot of them were hoping for was a bit of Istanbul 2020, where the rain basically would hold off, and you could wear the inters down almost into like hybrid slicks, and then you could just stay without stay out on the circuit without needing a pit stop to pit for dry tires, which is how Lewis Hamilton won that race. It's also how Lance Stroll lost that race. It's like George Russell's car's getting very, very sideways. Lando a little bit as well. Bye. Always makes me nervous when my little buddy just jumps off. Just feel like there's a fight coming. Speaking of a fight coming, looks like we might have a fight on our hands very soon here. Russell, Norris, 0.7 seconds, so Lando is absolutely caught up to him now. He is hustling. Oh, is that Lewis getting very, very defensive and Ollie Behrman? Ollie Behrman is coming through anyway. What the fuck is going on with that Mercedes today? Like, while the other one is leading, this one is just mired in shite. Down in 15th. Fucking crikey. Lewis just ain't feeling it today. He really ain't feeling it. And I'll be honest, I thought, is he almost gone off again at the same corner? There goes Science. Well, no wonder he's down there with Bear, man. That's twice now. Twice already in this race. Lewis has fucked that corner up. The stranger, I for my money, I would have put Lewis as being one of the guys who could storm through on a day like today, just like Max is doing. I mean, Lewis has had some incredible wins in the wet before. Surprising. I think next year it's going to be very interesting, Lewis at Ferrari, just to see exactly where he is. Because that Ferrari generally is, maybe it's not always a race winner, but it's generally pretty okay. It's a pretty solid-ish. I mean, when it works, and it's working lately, when it works, it's a very solid car, and if it could get a win, then generally it is fighting for the win. So it's been a couple of years since Lewis has had a car like that, so we'll see exactly where he is still. The fact that Russell's leading, though, and that Lewis is down in 15th, I don't know. It's happened a bit this year, and I've said it. Car's not drivable, locking up, bouncing everywhere. I mean, it did look like it was bouncing a lot earlier. It looks like it's like chattering, like a motorbike would. This is Carlos Sainz having a look at Franco Colapinto. Sainz, Piastri, both of them not really having the progress I would have thought. Perez coming up behind Lewis Hamilton now. It looks like a little bit of fun on the way as we do lap 21 of 69. Russell, Norris, Tsunoda still holding third. Ocon, Leclerc, Verstappen. Here we go. What is this? Carlos Sainz on Colapinto. Not quite close enough. Yeah, not going to make it. Not going to make it. Never make it. Not this time. Come on, Carlos. Shows what a week can do. I was so chuffed for the guy last week around this time, and it's just sheer pain this week. Reminds me a bit of the soccer. Anyway, Russell, Norris, Tsunoda, Ocon, Leclerc, Verstappen, Lawson, Piastri, Gasly, Alonso. The top 10 hasn't really moved around, except for Verstappen, since about lap 2. Yeah, so it did say 70 laps before, but they did get rid of 2 laps then. I guess because they did an extra sighting lap that they weren't expecting. Generally, an aborted start means we drop 1 lap of a distance. This is Max Verstappen on the outside of Charles Leclerc into turn 1. Oh, that's going to be very close. Very, very close. Oh, Max just backs out of it. Oh, that is very, very brave driving from both of them, really. Charles Leclerc, that's fantastic bit of defense there. See, now that is some proper defensive racing. Finally, some good fucking Formula 1 driving. Well done, Charles Leclerc, but look at Max. Like a dog with a bone, he's coming up the inside of turn 6. Surely not. Doesn't make it there. No room to get it done there. Into turn 8, Charles Leclerc is still ahead. Squeezing me onto the white line, not leaving a car's width. Max, I don't want to hear that out of you, buddy. I don't want to hear that out of you. Not after the last couple of fucking weeks. Max having a real difficult moment there. Into what would that be, turn 11? No, turn 10 rather. Max, buddy, a bit of humility, at least for the rest of this season. Don't be complaining about other people squeezing. Just don't do it. Trust me, don't do it. I learnt it from you, Dad. You know what I mean? Looks dark. What qualifying was it a couple years ago where it just looked like nighttime with the clouds on the way? It was just incredible. Like crazy scenes to see. Like almost like a fucking film, just this massive black cloud coming over the circuit, and it was just like switching from day to night. It's not quite that dark, but that was cool as shit. Look, Kino. So this is Carlos Sainz going very deep. Yeah, into turn 4 and just going off in pursuit of Colapinto. So, Hamilton just rockets by Sainz, just misses him as he's rejoining. Big twitch out of the Alpine just now, so that's Ocon. Tsunoda starting around, so everybody's tyres are really starting to wear out here. Oh, this is very treacherous stuff. I mean, there's been a few offs so far, but no major offs or major crashes at least. For the sake of me getting to bed on time, let's just keep it together, guys. Verstappen still right on the back of these 4. So Tsunoda's doing his job perfectly. He's just backing Ocon. I'm not sure how much pace that, I was going to say driver, but more that car has in it anyway. I rate Yuki. I think he's a quick little driver. He's just got some personal demons. Anyway, Tsunoda, Ocon, Leclerc, Verstappen, all still right close to each other. A bit like it was last week, actually. What am I talking about last week? It was yesterday. We were in Brazil doing the sprint race. Derp. Old habits in it. Norris still... Oh, you could see him just up in the corner of the screen there, really wrestling with his wheel. I don't think anybody's actually really enjoying themselves out here right now. Maybe George Russell. This is just... it's just all about survival at this point. So, as Russell starts lap 25, look how dark that cloud is. Oh, Leclerc in the pits. Here we go. Now, okay, right. Now the interesting part happens. Is this the right time to change the tyres? Is there enough grip in them? Can he get them warm enough? Now, they've just come out of the blankets, but is that going to be warm enough? Because those tyre blankets, they have reduced in temperature over the years. It's still quite a dark art trying to get these things up to temperature, especially on a wet track. Norris saying box to overtake at some points. McLaren telling him back, we can consider it, we'll think about it. So Leclerc's come out just behind Lewis Hamilton, it looks like. I mean, I hope for Leclerc's sake that he can actually make some progress here, because they've put him right in the middle of a lot of traffic. Right in the middle of it. The thing is, just beyond Bearman is an 11-second gap between 10th and 11th, so I think that's what they were aiming for, and they just didn't quite get it. So McLaren telling Norris that they prefer him to stay out. He doesn't really like the tyre that he's on. You know, I think Leclerc is going to have a bit of grip, but exactly how hard he can get it to work, we will see. Keep an eye on Charles Leclerc here. Yellow flag. Oh, is that Yuki? It's Liam Lawson. Oh my goodness. So Liam Lawson's had something gone very wrong at turn 1. Down to 9th now. Oh, maybe should have got Ricciardo after all. Hulkenberg in the pits. Okay, here we go. Now Charles Leclerc 1.3 seconds behind Hamilton. That's not going to be good enough. He needs to get by Lewis. And then I get the feeling Bearman will just let him right by. Haas have a very cozy relationship, and Bearman is the Ferrari Junior after all. Probably told over and over again, you see red in the rear view, get the fuck out of the way. So Verstappen now 5.6 seconds behind Ocon in position 5. Norris coming really close to George Russell. Coming very close, like he's wanking in the same bed, but just not quite enough to get past him. Oh, look at Norris go. It's a lot of rain coming now. I mean, look at the spray now between turn 3 and 4. And you know what? Ferrari might have timed this to perfection, because Leclerc has the most grip of anybody out there now. Piastri-Lawson incident, turn 1 collision noted. Okay, so Piastri and Lawson have come together at some point. Colapinto's in the pits. Oh. Yellow flag. Who's this? Hulkenberg. Now, he was just in the pits, I think. Hulkenberg's out. Look at this. Is that going to be a safety car? They're going to have to pit. Surely Russell, Norris, Ocon, everyone's going to have to jump into the pits. Tsunoda's just dropped down to 4th somewhere. They've both gone by the pits, Russell and Norris. I don't know about this. Hulkenberg's still sitting stranded outside of turn 1. There is a yellow flag there, but surely they're going to need to throw a safety car. Virtual safety car, right? Okay. What the fuck are the FIA doing today? What the fuck are the stewards doing? They're so slow at throwing these flags. Again, a car is sitting there. It's obviously not going anywhere. At the very least, you throw a VSC. Like, as soon as it's fucking obvious that it's not going to go anywhere. And it was very obvious it wasn't going anywhere for a while there. Piastri in the pits. Alonso in the pits. Oh, this is very, very good news for everybody who pits here, except for Charles Leclerc, who pitted just a few laps ago and looks like he's eating a bit of shit. Kind of sums up Charles Leclerc's season, to be honest. Great highs and some shitty lows. It's like Bearman, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, all in the pits as well. Checo putting the full wets on then. Aha, so Russell and Hamilton. So Mercedes have adjusted the tyre pressures, apparently, adjusted the tyre pressures of the cars on the second grid after that big fuck up earlier. And that is very much a no. Look at all the rain coming, my God. As Russell and Norris both come into the pits. Both are boxing as the virtual safety car is ending. They're going to lose a lot of time. Look at that. Norris just goes past the pit lane line as the VSC ends. Oh, that's not a great stop out of McLaren. Not McLaren, sorry, out of Mercedes. Just keeping ahead of McLaren, though. Ocon in the lead. Verstappen up to second. Oh, whoa. Verstappen still hasn't pitted then, so this is when he's really going to start earning his money. This right here, this is the business. God, it's a right old pit stop shuffle here, and we have 2 Alpines in the top 5. Look at the rain. Are they going to red flag it? Maybe they're just banking on them red flagging it. I can't see shit. Look at that. Looks like the inside of the mystery machine. Holy fuck. I wonder if they're gambling on it getting red flagged. Look at that amount of rain. Perez, by the way, on the full wets. Tsunoda on the full wets. Holy shit. Yuki. Now's the time, buddy. Now is the time. Looks like Lawson's on the full wets as well. So the Red Bulls have gone on the full wets. I've just missed the replay of Hulkenberg going off, but I'm not sure I really give a shit. 10-second penalty. Oscar Piastri. 10-second penalty for causing a collision. So that was with Liam Lawson earlier. Fucking crikey. It's all going off here. Oh, this is amazing. Oh. Look at how tentative Ocon is. Oh my God, lighter rain in 3 minutes is the weather alert, so they don't want to pit for full wets. It could be that Tsunoda, Perez, Lawson end up eating shit if this heavy rain doesn't last, but oh, wow. Look at Norris going wide through turn 3. They're so fucking slow. Oh, Lando's going for it. Russell just can't keep up. Look at that. He can't even fight back. Lando's through. Oh, look at Russell. He can barely get that thing turned into turn 4. Look at the fucking spray coming off these cars. Safety car. Safety car's out. It's a safety car. Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly. At this point, they're going to have to pit. They're going to have to pit. They're going to have to pit, and Norris is going to be the leader again. Russell will be second. Tsunoda will be third. Leclerc back to fourth, but he's quite a ways away. I think Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly could stay ahead of Charles Leclerc here. Damn, that's a hell of a jump for Pierre Gasly. Fucking crikey, it's all going off. Having a hard time figuring out where to look here. So who's on the wets? Tsunoda, Lawson, Perez, Joe, Hulkenberg. Hulk's a lap down now, so fucking see you later, mate. He could have fucking rockets for tyres here. He's not catching up a lap. Ocon is staying out for some reason. Looks like Verstappen is too. Looks like everybody's staying out. Okay, so they're gambling on the safety car, just staying out. Maybe even a red flag, who knows? So what is this? On board with Liam Lawson. That's Lewis Hamilton. On the outside, just kind of... It's a bit of a dive bomb there. I mean, it's legal, but... I'm not sure Hamilton could even see in his mirrors. I don't think he could even see that car coming. Bit of a Halloween surprise for him. Ocon radio, rain decreasing in 1 to 2 minutes. This might not be that long of a safety car period then. And the thing is, they might think about throwing the red flag, but what I would say is the best thing you can do to dry the circuit is to keep the cars out there and keep them circulating. The racing line will dry the fuck up very, very quickly as long as you keep tires and downforce cars going over it. That's it. As long as it's not torrential rain, as long as it's not going underwater, it should be okay. And it is a much better way of keeping the track raceable than to just park everybody and let the water accumulate. Oh my goodness, look at Colapinto almost surfing out of his pit box there. What the fuck just happened in the last like 10 minutes? That was crazy. I feel like the race is almost leaving me behind here. So Ocon is leading, Verstappen, Gasly, Norris. So Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly, that's the top three. None of them have pitted. Norris got past Russell in what looked like almost a give you a move. Tsunoda, 6th, then Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, who's got a penalty coming for a crash with Liam Lawson, Alonso 9th, Lawson in 10th, Hamilton 11th. So he's actually gained a few positions here. And that includes a pit stop. Bottas in 12th, even though he hasn't stopped. Sainz, Perez, Bearman, Colapinto, Joe Guan Yu, Hulkenberg's just hit the pits and probably might retire the car. We'll see. So he might be the first car dropping out of the race proper today. I mean, there's a joke going around that the wet tire is actually the safety car tire, but maybe it is like a real thing, this whole safety car tire thing, because as soon as a few of them put the wets on and they actually need them, the safety car comes out. Colapinto's crashed. Fucking hell. That's a big hit. It's a big hit. Now, is the red flag going to come out? Or yes, it is. There it is. Red flag. Fuck. Colapinto saying, I'm okay. It's a fast part of the track to wreck as well. It's, I mean, with all the rain about, it kind of reminds me of the Weber Alonso fracas back in 2003. It's a very, very fast part of the track. Although Alonso and Weber took out a fucking barrier each, so it doesn't look like it's been as big. Look at how far the debris has gone, though. You can just tell how high speed of a hit that was. Yeah. Ah, that's a real shame. It's a real shame because he's done very, very well so far, Colapinto. Oh, looking very ginger there. Yeah, poor kid. He looks absolutely fucking heartbroken. That's two big crashes in a day as well. And Alex Albon having a big crash. I mean, fuck. Williams are going to be really, really struggling here. Now, here's a replay. What's Colapinto? Yeah, just... Oh, that's a big hit. Just the rear end tried to come around, corrected it, and then the car just bit. Sent it around, straight into the wall. Oh. Fucking James Vowles must be having kittens. Back in the pit lane, that is a bit... Oh, look at all the shit coming out that side pod. That is a big, big repair bill out of Brazil for this team. They had a big crash in Mexico last week as well. Hard times at Williams. Yeah, fuck. Just cross to the team, head in hands. Like, yeah, kinda. That's a real shame. That's a real shame. I mean, you must just... Norris, I guess everyone can just change tyres for free now. They can. Yes, they can, Lando. That's how these shits work. And you know what? Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly, I guarantee all three of them gambled on a red flag coming out. I bet you they thought the red flag would be for the rain, which didn't look likely, and then Colapinto just threw them a lifeline. Sure, he didn't mean to, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So now Ocon is going to be leading from Verstappen. Again, those Vietnam flashbacks are coming back. Ocon, Verstappen, turn 1, turn 2, going for the lead. Though Ocon's not getting lapped this time, so maybe he'll fight a little bit more fairly. Gasly in third, then Norris. So surely those Alpines won't last that long up there. That's what she said. Norris in fourth, Russell fifth, Tsunoda sixth. Leclerc, Piastri, Alonso, Lawson. That's your top 10. Hamilton, Bottas, Sainz, Perez, Behrman, Joe, Colapinto, Hulkenberg. Colapinto is definitely out. Hulkenberg may well be out here. And now it's a red flag. Remember what I was saying? I don't want a red flag when it's asshole o'clock already. I don't know. Maybe this is what you get when you stay up all night to watch the sport that you love that much. Anyway. Now what's going on in the soccer? Okay then. How about that? Now, any questions or comments, feel free to send them in. I'm not sure I've got a whole lot to really opine about here. I mean, I think Ocon, Verstappen and Gasly have absolutely played a blinder if it was that they would just stay out, because them, and weirdly Bottas down in 12th, who didn't really make any sort of ground whatsoever, they are the only ones who have not yet pitted. So Hamilton, Lawson, incident noted. Oh, so that's Piastri having a go at Liam Lawson and completely cocking it up. That's a 10-second penalty absolutely earned for Oscar there. Yeah, never going to make that. Never going to make that. Not even close to making it up the inside there. That's what she said. So just another replay of Piastri, Lawson going around. What can you do? A little bit of Australia or New Zealand violence there. Always goes down well in this country. So Hamilton, Lawson, incident noted. I mean, that wasn't really a crash. That's just more because Lewis got completely out of it. I wonder if Lawson might actually end up eating a bit of a penalty for that. I mean, I get the feeling like you don't ever want to make it so that drivers will not go for a pass. Because if you start over penalizing these things, then drivers will just stop trying to make passes. Because what's the point, you know? It's a fine line that they got to tread here. It definitely was a dive bomb. I get the feeling if it were, well, you know, it's another half ball. If that were for the race win, it definitely would have been. And, God, now that would be entertaining. Yeah, I don't know. I get the feeling that Lawson one on that, I think that's just the dry ice, yeah, coming through the Alpine there. Alright, so what is it now? 1 hour, nearly 1 hour and 15 minutes since this race was supposed to start for the first time. We're on lap 33. 33 of 69. And it's a red flag, and God knows when we're going to get restarted. So, kick it. This is where I just get very, very casual. Start eating a pen. Just look at the weather around there. It just don't look that good, does it? Yeah, Colapinto's made a massive mess. Big mess. So what's Russell on the radio about? Red flag, red flag. So Russell saying he should have stayed out. Could and really should have. In the pit lane, follow the safety car. That don't even acknowledge that. I think Mercedes know that they fucked it up. So Russell wanted to stay out. He was gambling on a red flag or gambling on a safety car. And he never made it. So Norris and Russell have gone from a very likely 1-2 to a very likely 3rd and 4th. Any teams get robbed this weekend, or has security actually worked once? You know, I haven't heard of any teams getting robbed or stuck up or anything like that for a couple of years now. I don't know if they're just burying the news, but I mean, I'm not even hearing like through the grapevine. My grapevines are they're long, they're extensive, they're like the Napa Valley. I haven't heard of anything like that, so I don't know what the fuck's going on in Sao Paulo. I don't know if they're just like flat out murdering people who they consider criminals now, which is you know, a lot of crime in Brazil. That's what I hear. So what's that? A new front wing? Is that for the Bearman? Yes, it is. Oh yeah, that's right. They got a look at that Toyota Gazoo racing badge. That is not a Toyota engine in that car, and I don't think you'd really want one either. It's still a Ferrari, but it's also a big tech deal with Toyota. They're just going to be doing factory bits and shits. I think I've already talked about that before. I don't think it's that interesting either, but it is good news for Haas. How competitive they can get with this, well, I mean, honestly, I get the feeling probably we've already seen the limit of what Haas can achieve when they hit 4th place a few years ago. So yeah, long story short, security, apparently it is working. Apparently it is working. Who's that fucking nutcase that took over Brazil a few years ago? Maybe he's gone like full Philippines and is just like fucking murdering ne'er-do-wells. Who knows? Who knows? Either way, no, I haven't heard shit. Although they've been saying for a few years now, just like do things like no team member to wear any sort of team wear in Brazil. Don't ever wear it outside of the track. Dress in rags or whatever, and travel in groups and things like that. Black flag for Hulkenberg. Disqualified. So what is that? Is that because the stewards pushed him back? Okay. That ain't no fun. So they're just, from what I hear, they're just relaying now that Nico Hulkenberg is disqualified. You are fucking qualified. Oh, here we go. Live Constructors Championship. Ferrari losing ground to McLaren, losing ground to Red Bull, but still ahead of them. That is the Constructors Championship, and then you flip it and see the Drivers Championship is fucking crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. Like, Checo, who's on screen now, Checo, buddy, that's all on you. That is all on you, mate. That is a huge fucking gap. So this is Nico Hulkenberg. This is him getting it wrong at turn 1 on lap 27. And then he was just sitting there for a little while. Looked like he had I don't think it was a suspension failure or anything. Just one of the wheels is a little bit in the air. I think it's just the way that corner sort of lies, if you know what I'm saying. And it looks like the marshals are pushing him back. And then he gets going again. The marshals are clapping him. So apparently you're not allowed to do that anymore. I don't know when they changed that rule. I remember that being a hot topic after Michael Schumacher got pushed back out of the gravel by some marshals and one drunk fan in, 2003 at the Nürburgring. I remember there was contention about it back then, but apparently it was legal then. And as far as I was aware, it was still legal, so I guess they've closed that a few years ago. No further investigation. Hamilton lost turn 1 collision. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's a rude move, but it's not a dirty move, and it's not an illegal move from Liam Lawson. You are allowed to dive bomb, as much as Monday morning quarterbacks after Austria would say that dive bombing is just terrible and all of that shit. Total horseshit. You are absolutely allowed to dive bomb. What Lewis did was fine. Just get out of it, see the car at the last second, and then get the fuck out of it, because I get the feeling if there wasn't 3,000 gallons of water between him and his mirror, he would have seen Liam Lawson coming, and he could have taken further avoiding action, or at least earlier avoiding action. Lando Norris talking with Andrea Stella, and I think that's his old man, actually. Ooh, a rolling restart, huh? So it is not a full standing restart after a red flag, which is what we used to do. So it looks like the rain is fucking off soon-ish. There's pretty steady rain, and then there's a massive hole behind it. Oh, so the race is restarting in 10 minutes. Fantastic. Oh, at some point, I will get to sleep today, and it is going to be the best few hours of sleep before work that I may have ever had in my life. There's Hulkenberg carrying his helmet and an umbrella. He's done. It's a shame. It's a shame, but, Hulk, don't put your fucking car out there. That's really what it comes down to. Checo Perez, who is currently 14th, still on the wets, but I get the feeling everybody's changed their tyres. I would be surprised if the entire field was not on inters when we go to the restart. Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly, like, if you're an Ocon fan, or maybe if you're one of the 3 Alpine fans that exist, you'd want to believe that he could get the done today. He won't. I cannot see Max Verstappen not getting by Ocon. Now, what Lando Norris can do from here, that is the big thing. What I was talking about before, big potential swings, massive catastrophes, a lot of danger. If one DNFs, if the other DNFs, it could change the entire picture of this championship. If Max doesn't finish but Lando wins, 25 points is huge. That is a massive, massive chunk of points to just suddenly take out. Suddenly, the championship is very, very alive. 3 races to go after this one. Well, 3 in a sprint. Ugh. Anything could still happen. Anything could still happen. 2007, I think, proves that anything really could happen. Except for a Checo win, apparently. I do wonder, though. Verstappen, Norris... I mean, it's only Ocon and Gasly around them. And Russell is behind Norris right now, so I'm not sure Russell... It was great that he got ahead on the start. I'm not sure he had the outright pace, the way that Lando was just hanging in there. I'm not sure he had the outright pace to win today anyway. He was doing a phenomenal job. He really, really was. And, well, it wasn't his call to pit either, so... Being a little bit done dirty by his own team there. But Verstappen, Norris, it looks like it's going to be just a straight fight here. And again, we've still got that Norris potential penalty incoming. Unless they've solved that, and I've not seen it, but I don't recall seeing that at all. I think Norris is still under investigation. They said the other ones they'd talked, it'd be a post-race investigation. It could well be with Norris as well. We'll see. I mean, I think first and foremost, they just need to figure out what the fuck happened. Oh, and Russell and Hamilton both under investigation for tyre pressures, which could be a disqualification. I'm pretty sure... Who was it? We had that a couple of years ago. Was it the Renaults? Or... No, it was... I think it was the... It was the Renaults. It was a 2019 Japanese Grand Prix. The Renaults both finished in the points and they both got disqualified. From memory, they both got disqualified because of tyre pressures. I think that's how that went. I'm pretty sure it was that race. And that's what happened. I have to really go back into my memory recesses for that one. Anyway, we're getting underway again in just a couple of minutes. Hang strong. We're going to make it. We're all going to fucking make it. Maybe. I mean, it kind of makes sense. This is the last of the triple header of the really punishing, at least in this country, really punishing hours to stay up and watch this fucking sport. So, it only makes sense that this is a delayed, crazy race. I mean, it's going to take forever to get through, and I am going to be a walking corpse tomorrow. However... This has been fun. This has been very, very fun so far, and it's very interesting. And we have a great race coming up. Verstappen, Norris. I get the feeling that will be 1-2. Unless one of these Alpines, or maybe George Russell, surely not Tsunoda, unless somebody wants to throw a total surprise out, assuming everyone finishes in the top 5, as they are right now, the top 6, I get the feeling it is going to be Verstappen, Norris 1-2. Which order that is, we'll have to wait and see. Which order it is after the race is finished, and then they get to deciding what they're going to do about that first lap fuck up. We'll have to wait and see. Look at the rain. Goodness me. I mean, that was a replay from before. It's not raining like that now. It looks like that massive band of rain is gone over the track now, and it looks like clear skies actually behind it. Who's that fucking Poundland Steven Gerrard holding Gasly's umbrella? Racing Point submitted a protest to the stewards over alleged illegal use of pre-set lap distance dependent brake bias adjustment system by Renault. 23rd of October, 10 days after the race, Renault found over his illegal driver aids and both drivers were disqualified from results of the race, hence Leclerc kept 6th place. Right, that was Japan 2019. I'm pretty sure. If chat, is this true? If that was Japan 2019, then, this is why you tune into this channel. Because, I mean, I could be about to eat a major L here. But if that is Japan 2019, I mean, this is why you tune. Because, goddamn, I know what I'm talking about. Actually, here's a fucking quick time presser. 3 minutes and 50 seconds for the restart. I hate... What is this? Order for the restart. 31, 1, 10... Okay, so that's just moving lap cars out of the way. No problem. at all. I have been seeing a whole bunch of misinformation going online. Now, it was Japan 2019. Bam. Thank you very much. Um, I've been seeing a whole lot of shit going on online. Now, whenever a sport like this gets popular, and well, when anything gets popular, really, you always got like the hangers on, you know. And F1, ever since Netflix, has a lot of hangers on, a lot of Johnny come latelys, a lot of guys who haven't seen racing all that often, but they either treat the drivers like K-pop stars, even though they're athletes, you know, they're competitors, they are highly tuned fucking specimens of humans. They are not K-pop stars. They don't need protecting or any of this fucking garbage. They're there to compete, and they probably fucking hate each other. You get hangers on like that, but then you also get other hangers on. These are shitty, basically people who don't know, get, understand racing as a sport. They don't get it. They think that, especially online, they think that it's like football Twitter, and that the whole thing is just you're supposed to clown on each other and things like that. This sport's a little bit different, I think, in that it's entertainment, like any sport is entertainment, but this is also risking your life every single time. Now, the car's very safe, the circuit's very safe, well, relatively safe, but you always get something go wrong, and the potential for something to go wrong. I mean, just look at Grosjean in 2020, Justin Wilson in 2015, Dan Weldon in 2011. Bad things can happen when you put somebody in a car at this sort of speed with 19 other guys all around him, all jostling for position. That's a lot of weight, a lot of speed, a lot of momentum. Things could go very catastrophically wrong, and they have done in the past a lot. And people who know racing know how risky it is, and they know what the drivers are putting throughout the restart time. There's possibly class one, okay, rain. So the end of the rain is coming, basically. There's a little bit of rain coming, and then that's going to be it. Just what I was just saying. Anyway, rolling restart, 1 minute time. Lovely. So let's finish this point quick. There is a bunch of people who don't understand racing, and they don't quite get it, and they think that it's the same as soccer or, I don't know, baseball or whatever, where mostly it's players who are not risking anything more than maybe a leg, you know, breaking a leg. I mean, that sucks. That fucking sucks. But overall, your life is not on the line. Your life is not on the line just by playing this sport. Typically, I mean, accidents happen, but whatever. But I think so what is this? Mercedes. Okay, so this is them adjusting the tire pressure. This was earlier in the race, so this is what has gotten somebody's bee in a bonnet. Anyway, fuck it. I'm just gonna cut to the point. A bunch of shitty hangers onto this sport lately are dumb kids with shitty meme pages, which is just a thing, you know. And you can ignore it, and I usually do when I'm just every time I'm going through the socials, block, delete. Whatever. Can't be fucked. But what I don't like is when they start spreading stupid fucking stories that then come true. That the perception of these stories is that this is true. You know, you got a whole bunch of idiots in the comments who, again, have been watching the sport for maybe 5 minutes and don't get the shit at all. And they said, Chad, is this true? Wow, how about that? And one of these examples is Nürburgring 1999. Just a little rant before we get back to racing as the pit lane is opened. Nürburgring 1999. Frentzen on pole, Hakkinen I think second, Irvine I think was third, and Coulthard was around there as well. You got all of these guys fighting for a championship, some right in the fight, some just outside of it, but right on the precipice of it. All of them at the front of the grid, ready to go, raring to go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and then nothing. And then suddenly the cars go. Now, what I'm seeing a whole lot of people regurgitating, unfortunately now, like bird sick, is that the FIA was testing certain teams by messing with the start procedure to catch them out because they had some sort of a radio beacon into the head. Basically, it was they intercept the radio signal that was going to tell them the lights would go out, which would then play a beep and the driver reacts to that. That's not fucking true. The smoking gun for this is Nürburgring when the 5 lights stay on and some of the drivers go. Again, that's not true. It's been cropped. It's been cropped. What actually happened is there was a staller at the back, and the 5 lights went on, and all of these guys are absolutely raring to go because they are really, really raring to go, like we're raring to go here. And then the lights just stayed on, and they're getting tense, they're getting nervous, they're really, really on the edge of going, and then something flashes. And they go, like Lando did today. Something flashes, and they just react instinctively, because it was part of the reason they stopped going from red to green light on the starting, at the starting light box. It used to go from red to green, but they realized people aren't reacting to the green light coming on, they're reacting to the reds going off. So they cut it. Anyway, I hate these fucking meme pages spreading bullshit. As we're about to go racing again, maybe I'll come back to that point again if it was interesting enough, but I think I've mostly got it out of my system. I fucking hate those pages, and I hate those meme kids, and honestly, I hate my heart for them. And they put it there. What the fuck is this? Ollie Behrman's gone off. Coming onto the restart, is he going to beat you? Is that a Sauber off as well? And they get back underway. Joey and Behrman still just finally getting back underway. So Ocon leads turn 1. Verstappen, Gasly, Lando. Then Russell, Leclerc, Yuki Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri now 8th. Now Piastri I think still has his penalty to serve as well. So shit, we're back underway. Look at that. Lap 34. Woof. Oh, is that Norris going off? It is. Norris has gone off at turn 4. Is Russell going to get by him? They're side by side through turn 5. Oh, Russell, what are you going to do? Wow. Russell's ahead. Lando cucked out of it. Fuck. Ah, Lando, mate, this is your championship disappearing. Holy shit, there goes Charles Leclerc. He's disappearing. Fuck, comes on just ahead of Piastri. Didn't Leclerc do this last year? Just like went off for no fucking reason before the race started. I'm pretty sure I remember that being a thing. Anyway, Brazil maybe not the happiest hunting ground for Charles Leclerc lately. Ocon, Verstappen, 1.7 seconds now. So Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly, Russell, Norris. So Russell back ahead of Norris. So that's some kind of a win for him. Now, can he hold it there? We shall see. Leclerc, Piastri, Tsunoda, Alonso, Hamilton 10th, then Lawson down to 11th, Checo 12th, Bottas, Sainz, Behrman, and Joe 15th and 16th. That's all we've got left. Look at the spray on the front straight. I can't see shit. I can't see a thing. So Hamilton up the inside of Alonso, oi, and ahead. Through turn 1. Looks like Sainz has just got past Valtteri Bottas as well. God damn, that's a lot of spray. Look at that. It's just like fog. It's like really heavy winter fog in England. You can't see shit. This is, you know what? Fair play to the FIA as well. Fair play to the stewards that they are just letting the racing going ahead there. Is that a car going sideways, or am I just seeing shit in the background? Looks like somebody went through turn 5 way out. Maybe they're just gone wide. Maybe I'm just seeing shit. Oh, big twitch from Lewis there. Goodness me. So Lewis has come alive here. Well, at least it looks like a pretty decent restart for Lewis Hamilton. Oh, what can he do from 9th place? Oh, this will be fun. Meanwhile, Ocon is now 2.6 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen in the lead. What is going on? The whole field has switched tyres, by the way, as, you know, it's pretty predictable that they would. Everybody's on inters. Look at that. Lewis could barely see ahead of him. Going down the front straight. And just look at him wrestling with that steering wheel as well. Oh, that is a lot of rain. There is a fine line between rain being very fun for a Grand Prix and then rain being just terrible for a Grand Prix. And it's when it gets heavy enough that they throw the red flag, when it gets heavy enough that you can't really make a move offline, yeah, that's when rain starts to ruin a Grand Prix. Not that this has, but God, it's really looking... It's looking very, very, very heavy out there. Oh, that's Bearman. Slide. Big slide, big slide. He's going to go off. Oh, just noses. Just dips his nose into the tyre barrier. I think he'll be alright as long as he can keep it going. Oh, and he's back on the way. They just replaced his nose cone, didn't they? I'm pretty sure I pointed that out before, that they were giving him a new nose cone. I wonder how many they've got left. This is going to be like an old IndyCar race when you got like different coloured winglets from other teams to help teams patch things up. Oh. You know, that could have been a lot worse for Bearman. It could have been a lot worse. Oh, look at Tsunoda and Hamilton both getting very, very rear end happy. Oh, Lewis getting really squirrely back there. Verstappen now 3.4 seconds behind Esteban Ocon. Wow. 4.7 seconds to Gasly, 3 seconds to Russell, and then 2 seconds to Norris, 2 seconds to Leclerc, 2.5 to Piastri. So the front, a few runners have absolutely spread out here. I mean, it's just, that's really how heavy the spray is. Like, if you can back up from whoever's ahead of you, then it's probably better to do that because you just cannot see shit. Oh, yellow flag, Sector 3, who's that? Is that Bearman again? I think it might be. He's going very slow. There he goes. Yeah, it is Ollie Bearman doing a bit of a Lewis Hamilton there, going wide. It's going to hurt him all the way down the front straight, but he was dead last anyway, so... I don't think Bearman is going to get points today unless there's a little bit of carnage coming up further up the field. I get the feeling it's going to be 3 races and 2 point finishes for Ollie Bearman this year. It's kind of nuts that we've actually seen Ollie Bearman 3 times in Formula 1 this year. I wasn't expecting to see him at all. Not this season. Again, just look at all of that spray. My goodness. So it's Carlos Sainz right on the back of Sergio Perez. I tell you, Sainz and Perez have really had a hard time moving up today. Just not able to, really get something out of their cars today. I mean, Sainz had a... Alright, so Norris is getting told that basically they're not expecting to stop as long as there's no more rain. I think, even if it ends as it does, although Verstappen's just taking a second, that side's off. Fuck. Shit. Fuck off. Ah, fuck's sake. I don't think he can get going. Nah, he's fucked. Wheels off. God damn it. Shit. Fuck's sake. Fuck. Well, all that shit I was saying earlier about being positive. Nah, fucking crikey. Well, it's a safety car either way. At the very least, it's a safety car. I doubt that it'll be a red flag. Science is getting going again. His wheel was out. He took his steering wheel off. So look, yeah, it just spins around hard into the tires. It looks like maybe he's kind of gotten away without that much damage. Definitely the front of the car took a big punch. Oh, that's a big hit though. I wonder if he's just trying to drive back to the pits instead and then just retire there. That is a big hit, yeah. Ain't no way that car's coming out again. Surely not. Nah, car's fucked. He's pulled up. He's done. And climbing out of the car. Well, that is a right kick in the cunt. God damn it. Yeah, well, that's like I was saying before, from one week to another. The proper roller coaster of being a Carlos Sainz fan. Oh, fuck, man. He did so well last week as well. So well. That was a real fuck you for firing me to Ferrari, and now this is a real fuck you back. I guess from Carlos Sainz to himself. Now, importantly, what have we got? Half-time 0-0. Or just about half-time 0-0. Alright. Well, that really shits me off. So Horner trying to get Max hype for the restart here. Sorry, did I say that was Horner? I don't think it was. Yeah. Anyway, fuck it. Safety car, lap 41. What is this, Norris Radio? Yeah. Just basically a reminder to Lando Norris to stay off the white lines. He's getting very close to Russell ahead of him there. Fuck, shades of Fuji 07 there. So, actually, I was wondering just before. I was seeing a few cars still going over the curbs and going over the white lines, even in these conditions. I was wondering if maybe that was a thing of the past, staying completely off them, but I guess not. Anyway, safety car, starting lap 42 here. Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly, Russell, Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Alonso, top 10, and then Lawson 11th, Perez 12th, Bottas, Joe, Behrman. That's it. 15 cars left. Look at those Saubers getting awfully close to the points. Only a couple of positions away. I mean, looking at them, they ain't passing shit, but I do wonder. I wonder if, just a couple more drop out. Another band of potential for the end of race. Okay, so the Clerk Radio is saying that there might be more rain coming by the end. If we ever get to the end of this fucking race. It's the most where's this flipping chicken of races I think that we've had all year. Except for the Indy 500, which took 4 fucking hours to finally get going. But at least when it did, it ran. Oh, baby, it ran to the end. What a race that was. So, safety car ending now. Ocon, Verstappen, who's still got the fastest lap of this race. Gasly, Russell, Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, Tsunoda. This is going to be a very fun restart. Hamilton 9th. Alonso in 10th. Saubers are getting pretty close to points. Lawson, Perez are right on the edge of the points. We got to wonder if Alonso can hang it in there in 10th when he's got Lawson behind him, Perez right behind them. You know, a day like today, it really, really hurts, I think, Williams, that they have both cars out. And that one didn't even make the start. I mean, especially the way that the way that it's gone so far, that Ocon's managed to hang in there. Tsunoda's managed to hang around the points. You know, I get the feeling if Albon was starting on or around the front couple of rows of the grid, I think he could have been right up there. So this is big, big, big bad news for Williams. Really, really bad news, especially if Alpine can hold on to this double podium. Here comes the restart. Ocon goes. Gasly, he's already got Russell side by side with him. Charles Leclerc on the inside of Lando Norris. Leclerc's going for it. Norris is off. He's not going to go into the wall, surely not. Verstappen takes the lead as Norris goes off. Rejoins just behind Oscar Piastri. Oh my god. Norris totally fucked that up. Completely fucked it. Charles Leclerc sending on the inside of Norris. That's Alonso getting very, very close. Look at this. Both Cash App RBs and both 2007 McLaren drivers all going hammer and tongs at the back. 4 cars very, very close to each other. Oh. Look at Liam Lawson now on the inside of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton gonna go off. Oh, Alonso very wide too. That's Lawson 2 positions in 1 corner. Whew. Checo around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. What a fucking restart we've got on our hands. And is that Ollie Behrman already past the Saubers and now getting past Lewis Hamilton as well? What is going on? No, Behrman hanging around the outside. Is going to be able to get it done. Hamilton playing very, very nicely here, but staying ahead. Oh, that's Fernando Alonso going off. Fucking hell. What a fucking restart. What a restart. Alonso has gotten going to Verstappen, Ocon, Gasly, and now Ocon and Gasly second and third. Oh, I don't think anybody in this top 3 has like great history with each other. Oh. What is it about this fucking track that just delivers every single year? I mean, I've seen maybe 3 or 4 dud Brazilian Grand Prix in my life. The hit rate here is just absolutely phenomenal. Oh, that's just Alonso just going off. What is that? Turn 13, and it looks like he's just spun it around in the grass as well. I mean, it's basically driving on ice out there. Grass with that much rain through it, yeah. Forget about it. So Alonso is now way, way at the back of the pack. That's great by Bearman as well. Past both the Saubers and then past Lewis Hamilton, but Hamilton did get him back at the end, didn't he? Lawson with a double overtake as well. So now Max 2 seconds clear of Ocon. Right, now this is exactly what I was saying. This is catastrophic for Norris, and he's still got, to my memory, he's still got an investigation coming for the start. This could be catastrophic. I mean, if it ends like this, surely Norris will get ahead of Piastri. You know, papaya rules. Although lately papaya rules has just been Piastri will just turn on you and fuck you like a snake. Fucking nip you, cunt. So replay of the restart. So Verstappen sends it. That's fine. Leclerc. Okay, so Leclerc was kind of on the inside. Norris, I think, thought he was going to run into the back of George Russell. So he just sort of pulled to the right and it just sort of sent him off. Oh. Yeah, I think Norris was trying to get out of the way of potentially ramming right up the back of George Russell. And it's just totally fucked him here. I mean, he's lost 2 positions here. Well, he's lost 3, really. Max fastest lap. Fucking hell. This guy is just... He's like a human cheat mode. He's just incredible. No pun intended. I don't think he's been cheating this year. I think he's really been cheating. And Piastri swap positions, so the call is made. Piastri should do it right here, right now. And there he goes. Done. So Piastri is actually playing the team game today. Scrutiny had a fist pump at Norris going off, lol. Maybe he's got money on. Look at that point swing. Look at that. That... Fucking crikey. What is that? 393 points to 331. Oh, that's getting too insurmountable. It really is. Oh, damn, what a restart that was. It is... Oh. Charles Leclerc noted for Reese joining the track unsafely. What is that about? Is that when he came side by side with Lewis before? Yes, I can hear you. Come here. You know, one day I'll host one of these streams and there won't be feline interference. So yeah, it is turn 4. Ooh. Yeah, and it is Lewis. Oh no, of course it is Russell. I was thinking of Bandman and Lewis Hamilton doing that. Uh-oh. It's like my lifetime has gone down. Ah, don't you love this sort of shit? At this time of day, this time of year, this part of the country. Don't worry, there it is. Lap 48, we're back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. So, working lap 48, Verstappen, Ocon, Gasly, Russell, Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Tsunoda, Lawson, Perez. Checo up in the points. Oh, Lando and Piastri, they're still very, very close here. So Lando's not really making not making much of an inroad on Charles Leclerc so far. Oh, fuck off, Crofty. Talking about Perez showing Red Bull that he's the man for that seat. They're not convinced whatsoever. The fact that you've had Checo Perez announced for 2 seasons and then immediately Red Bull's talking about replacing him, I mean, kind of shows what they think of that contract. Probably written on paper made out of helmet markers shit. And signed with his jizz. I mean, I just love that now we've got Perez versus Lawson again. Like, the universe is just conspiring to throw these guys against them. Like, against each other here. Now, Lawson did cop a little bit of flack for their coming together in Mexico, but I get the feeling Lawson didn't give a fuck. I get the feeling he really didn't give a shit. I get the feeling he will probably do the exact same shit today if he needs to. So, lap 50 of 69. This... I cannot believe we're at lap 50 and it's 2 hours after the fucking race started. Verstappen, Ocon, Gasly, Russell, Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Tsunoda, Lawson, Perez, Hamilton 11th, Bearman 12th, Bottas, Joe, Alonso, way back actually, Alonso after his earlier off. Oh, I'm not sure who's actually going to start making positions here. I mean, Lawson might well act the fool, and I think Checo knows that. So I get the feeling he's not really going to want to go for it. I mean, Piastri ain't getting ahead of Norris. That's done. Can Norris get ahead of Leclerc? We'll see. Russell, I don't think has the pace to really do anything. He's 5.7 seconds ahead of Leclerc now, but he's just not really making inroads here on either of the Alpines. It could be an Alpine double podium here, which I thought was surely unthinkable. That turn 1 misjudgment, let's say, by Lando Norris, I think might just end up properly, as Verstappen sets another fastest lap, that might properly torpedo his entire championship. Because if the way it is right now, Verstappen's going to make fucking 26 points to, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8. What was that, 18 points? If Max Verstappen dumps 18 points on Lando Norris today, I get the feeling it might be game fucking over. And then it's just counting down the days. I mean, at that point, he would be more than 60 points ahead. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. I get the feeling Qatar sprint might see Max Verstappen crowned champion again. Well, I hope that doesn't happen. Oh, yellow flag. Who's this for? Okay, nobody. Timing screen said yellow flag, but apparently not. No idea what the fuck that's about. Ooh. It was Piastri going off. That's what that was about. Okay. I think I know what's going on here. My fucking timing screen's out of sync with my stream. Hilarious, Lamau. Piastri on the inside of Tsunoda here. So that could have been really, really bad. That could have been bad for Piastri, but he's rescued a little bit. Jesus Christ, it's getting hard to know what's going on here. Timing screen's gone out. Had to reset the stream. Everything's going crazy. Cat's making noise. Hello. And it's well past my bedtime, I'll put it that way. Front lock up, yeah, just kind of everybody's going off there today. I mean, it's just the place to be going off today, I think. So, just so we're all on the same page, we're working lap 53 now. Verstappen just going through turn 4. Then Ocon about 7 seconds behind. Gasly 3.5 behind. Russell 1.4 behind. Let's hold on to this for a bit. So, I mean... Ooh. Weather update, a bit... lap 60, a few laps worth of rain is on the way, apparently. So Lawson, Perez, Hamilton here. Lawson's doing a great job as well. I mean, honestly, big fucking respect up for Lawson here. I don't see... I don't think I could have seen Ricciardo doing this. I think Ricciardo might really have been washed after all. I mean, you always want to believe, but I think when Ricciardo is himself saying that he just can't keep up with these youngins anymore week after week, that's like, mate, that you're done. There's no coming back from that. As I'm saying that, Lawson looks like... Oh, Checo's having a look at the inside of Lawson. Just like his dentist, but Lawson snaps his mouth shut and keeps position. Alrighty. So Checo holds behind. Lap 54, just coming out of turn 5. Lawson stays ahead of Checo Perez, so this is going to be the big point of contention for the rest of the race. Russell on Gasly. Oh, Checo's really poking his nose in here. I think he really doesn't want to be behind Lawson. He definitely doesn't want to finish behind Lawson. He didn't yesterday. He actually managed to get by. Can he do it today? Crazy, man. Russell could have been actually going for the win here. Oh. Now, could Russell, if he hadn't have pitted, would McLaren have pitted? If they were going to follow each other's strategies, like they ended up doing, would Verstappen be leading this race? You know, all these little questions, just these little things, little moments through the year. It all culminates, I think, in Lando Norris missing this championship. Checo around the inside of Lawson. Lawson's really trying to squeeze him. Through turn 2, they touch. Lawson stays ahead. Oh. I mean, Lawson is just... I would also say Checo would have had a much better race in Mexico. It wasn't good to start with, but it would have been better. That's Checo. As Lewis Hamilton gets by Checo Perez. You know, Checo wouldn't have had as bad of a race in Mexico. It was still bad, but it wouldn't have been as bad if Lawson didn't fuck him. And it looks like Lawson is trying to fuck him again. I mean, is this what Ricciardo should have been doing all this time? So, lap 56 now. Verstappen 8.3 seconds ahead of Ocon. Gasly 3.5 behind Russell. Really sticking close. It looks like no DRS at all is going to happen this race as well. So the 1 second gap doesn't really matter. It's all about actually working past him. Wait. What do you want? Huh? Come. Feline acting the clown back there. So just a replay here. Look at Lawson just squeezing. Lawson saying he drove into the side of me. I get the feeling they could have given each other a little bit more room, but Lawson was kind of on the outside. How to put this? I think Checo needs to drive smart with Lawson. I think if he's going to go for a move, he has to make it stick. He has to be a good move that is going to work. He can't be trying these 50-50 shits and having Lawson around the outside of him, because Liam will not give him a single inch. Like me, in a bar full of fat girls, they are not getting 1 single inch out of Liam Lawson. God damn, I'm loving that gyro cam on Lewis Hamilton's car, especially at a track like this. Like here in Zandvoort and stuff, it really, really does show just the undulation and just the sheer force that these cars are putting through their drivers. It's just crazy. So, lap 57 and 69, we're nearly there. I get sleep soon. Perhaps even before the sun comes out. Verstappen, Ocon, Gasly, Russell, Leclerc. Norris 1.4 seconds now behind Charles Leclerc now. Norris needs to get by Charles. He needs to do it. 6th place today while Verstappen wins. To me, it may as well be a DNF. It's basically game over. You look at little moments through the year, right? Hungary, Austria, Monza, when Piastri gave him a right old chop at the start. All these little moments, basically every shit start that he's had, all these little moments that could have made Lando Norris a champion this year, and it's just going to get away from him. I mean, if I'm Liam Lawson, I think I would almost let Hamilton by just to put the shits right up Perez. Alonso passed Zhou Guanyu. It's a decent recovery out of Alonso, actually, because he was way off the back at one point. As it looks like my live timing screen's gone down again. It's all going wrong. It's all going wrong, and it's all going so right in the Grand Prix itself. Oh, Hamilton, Checo Perez, side by side. Side by side. Oh. Perez just not quite making it work. So Verstappen again, 26 points. Ocon, Gasly, that's a massive haul of points for Alpine. That is a season saver almost. Like, where is that going to put them? Maybe near Haas. It's going to put them near Haas at least. If not beyond them. I don't think it'll be enough to get by them, but it's definitely going to be near Haas. So 10 laps to go. No investigation for Lawson either. Yeah, again, like, you don't want to over-regulate these things. You want them if you can, to sort them out on track. Now, I think we could probably all agree that Max overstepped his shit in Austin and probably well, maybe in Austin, but definitely in Mexico. But this kind of stuff's fine. Like, this is the kind of stuff that you want to see in Grand Prix racing. If they try to regulate this shit out of the sport, then you may as well just give up and stop watching and jump in front of a train. Verstappen now 10.9 seconds ahead. It's over. It's over. It's over. Like I was saying before, Max really, really flexes his muscles on days like this. Like, this is where you really see the magic that he's got in his fingertips. It is just crazy. It is crazy how good he is in the rain and how good he is at this track. He was winning here, or almost winning, Ocon, even when that car was no match for the Mercedes for the rest of the season. Max could still get it done here. He is just a phenomenal kid. Phenomenal. And look at him now, 11.2 seconds ahead of Ocon. Okay, he's had some decent fortune to get up that far, but he absolutely made it work at the start of the race, through the mid part of the race. He hasn't fucked up. He hasn't gone off. He's driven brilliantly. Norris, big fuck up, turn 1 on that rolling restart, game over. Russell, big fuck up with the pit call, should have listened to his heart, didn't do it, game over. Checo, big fuck ups, it seems a lot of the time, in almost every Grand Prix. Over. Hamilton, a lot of fuck ups this weekend, game over. Piastri, not that great today, game over. Leclerc, also not great. Leclerc's been pretty solid but not spectacular. That move that he put on Norris might have actually sunk Norris' season as well, so there is that. But I mean, I'll tell you, Verstappen and both of the Alpines, they took the gamble, they stayed out, and it was Colapinto's sacrifice that made it work. So, fair play. If this is how it's going to end, if Russell cannot get by Gasly, and at this point it's almost cruel too, if Alpine actually get this and Verstappen gets this over the line, fair play. I think they've absolutely earned it. I mean, anybody who makes it to the end of this race has earned something. At the very least, a Coke and a Mars bar. Dear fucking Christ. Somebody take Ted Kravitz's microphone away. Oscar behind has a 10-second penalty. Therefore, what do you think I'm doing? I'm trying to go as quick as I can. So they're trying to hurry. So basically what McLaren's saying there is Piastri cannot pass you. He will not pass you, but you have to hurry the fuck up a little bit because Piastri is going to lose a position, at the very least, to Tsunoda at the end of this race. And Norris is, I don't know, maybe he's having a couple of flashbacks of Hungary and Monza, or even yesterday when Piastri chopped him at the start, and he's thinking, you know what, maybe fuck you. How's that sound? Huh? Maybe go fuck yourself, Oscar. How about you pass D's nuts, huh? I mean, one thing is for sure, Norris has had to be let by Piastri twice this weekend now, so ugh. It's not really a champion drive. It's a shame, because Norris has had overall, he's not really had a champion season, you know what I mean? He's had some good wins, he's had some great drives, he's had some decent recoveries sometimes, but he's also made a lot of fuck ups. A lot. Verstappen now just toying with the rest of them. Look at that, another fastest lap. Fuck, you know. I mean, the biggest thing as well is Norris might end up having a penalty coming for that aborted start, or they just say, maybe, you know what, we forgot to put this in the race directive. Whoops, Lamau, forget about it. Let's just never do that again. It's interesting. I still don't know what the penalty for that is going to be. And if it's been announced that there is no penalty, then I'm totally... I saw that it was going to be investigated after the race, but that's as far as I know about it. So my live timing screen is still going. That's nice. It looks like that's held on. In fact, what is the time? It's too late. That's what the time is. Too late. Outstanding penalty. 10 plus seconds for Oscar Piastri. I don't know if outstanding means he still needs to do it or the stewards are just stoked with that penalty. You know, we did a fucking great job with that. 10 seconds. Bam. How you like that shit? Good stuff. Anyway. Lap 64 or 69. So, only about 5 laps to go. Verstappen, Ocon, Gasly, Russell look like... You know, I was going to say before, I think I might have started saying it. I don't see that much changing here in the running order. I think everybody's kind of settled themselves, depending on what Russell can do, depending on what Norris can do, but it looks like he can't do shit about Leclerc, depending on maybe what Hamilton can do, or Perez. I don't really see it, but I think everybody is more or less going to finish where they are right now. Maybe Russell's the one to watch because that is the fight for the podium, but it looks like Gasly might well have him covered. The fact that Alpine are going to be on the podium here, to me, is just absurd. And not just one, but two. It really, really is amazing. That is a total season turnaround. Williams wouldn't do this. They wouldn't. They couldn't. They're shit. Another fastest lap for Max Verstappen. Forget about it. It's over. It's so over. I mean, you compare Norris today to Verstappen, and that is one rescues a bad day and turns it into a perfect score. Whereas the other one has basically a perfect start and turns it into a total catastrophe. There we go, Alpine. 33 points today. Up to 6th position. Now, can they keep that over Haas over the next 3 races? I don't know. But, because the next, I mean, there's 3 Grand Prix and 1 sprint to go, and they're not really conventional. Abu Dhabi's a bit more conventional, but Qatar, we'll have to see what happens at that track. It's also a sprint, and then Vegas as well. Who knows what's going to happen in Vegas? Like last year was a hell of a race. Anyway, just listening to Crofty talk about Ocon actually getting it done here at Interlagos. Gasly heading for another podium in Interlagos, actually. Anyway, 3 laps to go. Verstappen, you know, I think this is probably going to be the finishing order. I mean, here we are still looking at Lewis Hamilton following Liam Lawson. Oh, side by side. Just not quite enough room to get it done. Just not enough. Just not enough. And I tell you, even if he does get by, Tsunoda has disappeared up the road. Farewell. Oh, Checo having a look at Lewis. There's only a few laps to go. If you're going to get it done, mate, you got to get it done now. Oh, Alonso radio. I finished the race with the mechanics who did a very good job, but my back is hurting. This bouncing is not normal. Yeah. I mean, they were still fixing that car on the grid, and they said that something wasn't quite right with it, and they were fucking around with the floor, so that might have something to do with it. This track is bumpy as shit, though. Like, that bump into turn 1 If you haven't seen it yet, like, just scope it next time they're showing the front-on view into it. It really, like, you just see those cars at full speed just absolutely smash the shit out of the floors going over it. It always was a bumpy track, this one. They kind of smoothed it out over the years, but it's really, really bumpy now. I mean, just look at that. Bump, 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 but especially into turn one, just whack. Woof. Lap 67, what is this, driver of the day? Dude, my driver of the day is gotta be Max, to be honest. Gotta be Max. I mean, just look at this. 17 seconds! 2 laps to go. 17 seconds. 18 seconds. What the fuck? I mean, just banging in fastest lap after fastest lap. He started 17th. Sort of. He started way, way down the back, and he's just absolutely killed it from lights out. He has fucking killed it today. This is it, you know. This here today is it. This is what I was talking about. This is the catastrophic scenario where Norris loses the championship. This is Perez sending it. Oh, not quite on Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton wires to it, gives him a bit of room, but nah, Checo's way too far behind. It's not going to work. Checo's going to have to try that next lap, or I get the feeling he's not going to be able to get past Hamilton. I get the feeling he won't get by him anyway. Let's see if I eat my words here. So a few guys not happy with their races today. So here we are, lap 68, final lap for Max Verstappen. Just went past. God, he's so fucking far ahead of everyone now. Max Verstappen, 69th and final lap. He has started. I'd say driver of the day, definitely Verstappen. Ocon, Gasly, brilliant, well executed plan. Ocon especially as well. I mean, both of them really. They drove everything to perfection. They rolled the dice with the safety car. And the red flag, they got it. It worked. And they've held on to it. Gasly's held Russell behind since the restart, so perfect from him. Russell, it's another big what if. Another big what if and another potential win out the window for George Russell. So it's not great. Not good for George. Even though it's 4th place, not great for George. Leclerc 5th, kind of nowhere today, really. You know, not really shit, but not great either. Norris choked. Massive, massive choke today. Really, really bad. Really, really bad result for Lando Norris. Piastri 7th, kind of been nowhere all weekend. Well, no, that's not true, actually. He was everywhere in the sprint, but today, Grand Prix Sunday, when it counts, he's just not really done anything. Tsunoda, Lawson, 8th and 9th. Good for them. Tsunoda maybe a bit of an opportunity gone missing as Max crosses the line and wins. Holy shit, we got there. Oh, wow, we actually fucking got there in the end. I can't believe it. I thought this race would just keep going and going forever. And you know what? I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Alpine 2nd. Alpine 3rd. What am I even watching here? That is just incredible. They actually got it done. The fucking madmen, they actually got it done. I can't believe it. Wow. Tsunoda passed Piastri. Oh, so that's the penalty applied for Piastri, of course. It was only 3 seconds around about. And Norris, I think, still has another penalty incoming. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Either way, Max wins. That was a good race. What am I going to give that? So, yeah, you know what? This is the first Grand Prix win for Max Verstappen since Spain. When was that? June? July? June? Holy shit. You know what? And I was saying it. Max has got another win left in him this year, and here it is, right here in Brazil on a McLaren strength track where they 1-2'd the sprint, where they were on pole, and Max has just flown in like the Hamburglar and just taken all of Lando's sweets. Lando Norris 6th. Yeah, and Lando was getting investigated after the race after all. So Ocon radio, this will just be a whole lot of yelling, I get the feeling. Good for you, Esteban. Good for you. He's not everyone's cup of tea. He's not really my cup of tea either, but, you know, max respect. Good drive. Well done. Well earned reserve. Well deserved result. We'll see if he can repeat the feat in a Haas, and if he does, he'd be the first one ever. That's incredible, actually. What a fucking team effort. Second and third. Amazing. You know, they were keen to throw him out after Monaco. And I get, you know, I kind of see where they're coming from, but Ocon is a good talent. He's a good talent. We'll see just how good Jack Doohan is, but I'm not convinced they're getting a driver upgrade in that move. I love Jack. I think he's great, but Ocon is a good talent, and days like this show why. Max Verstappen going absolutely crazy in Park for May here. He's hyped. Yeah, look at that. 10 races since his last win. That's fucking insane. I can't believe that. He did it. He got it done. Amazing. Amazing. Fastest lap as well. Perfect. Could not have gone better for Max. Absolutely fucking perfect. Look at him. What, half a second a lap up on Norris at the end? Just forget about it. He was just killing it. Absolutely killing it. So, in the end, Verstappen, Ocon, Gasly, Russell, Leclerc, Norris, Tsunoda after the penalty was applied for Piastri, who finishes 8th. Lawson 9th. Hamilton just behind in 10th. Perez 11th. Another non-score for Checo Perez. Then Behrman 12th for the first time. Although Mercedes have a bit of an investigation coming over themselves as well, so we'll see what that's about later. For the first time, Behrman finishes a Grand Prix outside of the points, and then Bottas 13th, Alonso 14th, Zhou Guanyu 15th, Sainz crashed, Colapinto crashed, Hulkenberg was disqualified, Albon didn't start, Stroll crashed before the start. So that is the 20. That was a good race. What are we saying? 4 stars. That was a good, solid race. 4 stars, definitely not 5, because it's too fucking late for that shit, and it just kept going. But it was very entertaining. Even if by the end it was a Verstappen beatdown, you know what? It's been a while. You know, it's been a while since we've had that, so that's fine. That's fine. It's like watching Checo's funeral. Absolutely zero inroads made today. It really is. It really is. This isn't even like his funeral. This is just like his wake, which has turned into a roast. Jesus Christ. I mean, I almost feel bad for the guy. I really almost feel bad for Checo, but I mean, A, he's got millions of dollars. I'm sure he's sleep great at night, and you know, he just keeps fucking up. I just kind of lost patience with him as well. If I've lost patience with Checo, then I'm sure Helmut Marko has. Look at that. The sparkle is in Helmut Marko's eye. And I tell you, 3 Red Bulls in the points today, but not Checo. I think it's done. I think it's done. Now, we will see if Checo even turns up to Las Vegas. As per the rumours, I get the feeling he will. But you never know. This has been a season full of surprises, especially when it comes to drivers swapping around seats and suddenly dropping out. Or staying. Mexican Grand Prix won't save Checo now, is what I'm saying. So, anyway, it's fucking late. You know what? 4-star race. We've done the finishing order. It's great. Verstappen, absolutely fantastic. Norris, catastrophic. This is the race I was talking about. This sort of shit where the whole title flips on its head. I think it's done. I mean, if we're talking about Checo's funeral, I think Lando Norris, his championship fight, just had a funeral today. I think it's done. I think it's done. It's at the point now where if Verstappen finishes ahead of Norris like one more time, just forget about it. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think it's done. I think it's over. And I think Norris knows it too. And again, that's if he keeps a sixth position. Anyway, thank you very, very, very much for joining me today. Las Vegas next in about, hosted by Barrichello, post-race interviews. Time to get out of here. About 3 weeks, Vegas. I'll be a lot more high energy. I swear to God, because it's not going to be arsehole o'clock in the morning. I'll actually be able to get some motherfucking sleep. Thank you very much for watching. As I'm DJing like a mad gun to you. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for joining along. It's a great race. Hope you enjoyed it. I fucking enjoyed it. That was fantastic. Something about this track always delivers. I mean, I'm tired as shit, but my God, that was worth staying up for. That was fantastic. Thank you. Thank you before my voice fails finally. Thank you very much. I will see y'all in 3 weeks' time.